Fellow Summoners, and welcome back to another coaching session where I will be coaching myself from Bronze to Diamond. Now in this episode I'm playing Draven and I'm already Silver 1, so well on my way to Gold, and I'd say that's not too bad considering that I started out in Iron this season on this account. So in this game we're gonna play Draven and Thresh versus Vayne and Blitzcrank. Now does that tell me? That means that we're playing a catch/all-in comp against another catch/all-in. So especially after 6, both me and Vayne will become all-in. But even when I get a level 2 lead first before they reach level 2, then I can turn a fight also in an all-in, considering that Thresh hits his hook. So our game plan is to bait out the Blitzcrank hook, dodge it, and then go ham. So let's start off this game. So let's fast forward. Blitz misses a hook. We're going for leash on red buff. And yeah, so we're going for a leash here. This is probably already my first mistake, so I already made my first mistake right here. And can you guys tell me what I did wrong? Now, if you guessed that I leashed for too long, then you are correct. I indeed leashed the red buff for too long. Well, this was just a little crazy from the Thresh. But I leashed a little too long because as you can see right here, the minions are already really low, which caused me to not only lose a minion here, but I already lost time to set up a cheat recall. And in case you don't know what a cheat recall is, it actually means that we slow push the first 2 waves, but while we do that, we try and go for a level 2 lead. But we try and slow push the first 2 waves, and then when the third wave, which is a cannon wave, when the third wave comes in, that's when we go for a hard push, because we build up this huge wave by slow pushing first. And when the third wave arrives, it will be a huge wave, and that's when we go and try to crash it into the tower and go for a recall. And when we do that, the enemy will have no time to react by fast pushing it into our tower, because the wave is so huge. So you can have all the time you want to recall with like about 300 to 400 gold, buying another Doran's Blade or a Cull, and getting a free lead like that. So by leashing for too long, I didn't do that. And also, this is my second mistake. I should have tried and push this harder, because I am a Draven and I should be getting a level 2 first against the Vayne. But unfortunately we got level 2 at the same time, losing me even more momentum than only failing at the leash. But right here, by pushing harder, I lost another chance of getting that cheat recall in, but I didn't push for the level 2 fast enough, so there's that. That was a free auto that Vayne gave me, but doesn't really matter for her. And another one, so now we start to get a little HP lead, so this could be great. Yeah, so because I didn't really push fast enough, right here I don't really get the chance to crash it into their tower, which is a huge mistake, because right now the wave is in a shitty position. But why is it? I'll give you some time to think. So why the wave is in a shitty position is because now the Blitzcrank has an advantage over my Thresh. If my Thresh hits a hook on Vayne, then she's practically still in safe position because she would be right here, but that's still practically under their tower. Whereas if I walk up, if I walk up to get a minion, maybe not this minion because I'm in range for this minion, but if I need this minion, if this one gets low and I walk up to get that minion, then the Blitzcrank can just hook me, and then he'll hook me to, at this point, right under tower. Vayne can condemn me onto this wall, and then I'll just be screwed. They get a free kill, and our risk is very much greater than their risk of getting hooked now. And that's not what we want, so we just want to go and try to hard push this wave now, as soon as possible, to get rid of that risk.
This is where Draven shines.
So that's what I'm doing here. We're just trying to hard push. Unfortunately, I cancelled the auto attack on Vayne, and this is also pretty risky. I know that Blitzcrank doesn't quite have hook yet, but you never know. He might also have gone for a flash and knock up onto a Vayne, tumble and condemn onto the wall or something flashy like that. So walking up there had no reason, and I shouldn't have done it. Luckily I get away with it for up until right at this point. I think I'm still hard pushing. Yeah, you do get some quick trades in, so that's pretty good.
Too easy. Watch and learn.
Yeah, so far I was still hard pushing because I figured that while I'm at it, I might have Vayne lose some CS under tower for me to get a CS lead, but unfortunately, as you can see, she's doing a pretty good job of farming in her tower because right here there's still 4 minions left, so she'll get maximum 41 of CS score, and I have 43, so it's only a small lead that I'm getting here. I'm recalling because I have enough money for my BF sword. Now in this game I could maybe have gone for Hail of Blades and then for lethality items, but I figured that as I'm playing against a Blitzcrank and a Puppy, they're gonna build quite some armor, so I thought that PTA and just the regular build was gonna be more advantageous for me.
Places to go, me to see.
Okay, so after this, I could have gone for a freeze here. I could have set up a freeze and zoned the Vayne out of a lot of XP and gold. And I probably should have done that, but for some reason I didn't. Probably because I was kind of on autopilot. So I'm still kinda hard pushing here onto the tower, getting that first blade, which isn't bad either. Seeing that they recalled, I might as well hard push another tower. That's another option. I could have frozen, but I basically went for the hard push. Alright, so right here, after crashing the wave under their tower, what would my next options be here? Okay, so there are two options for me. One, I could go for some harass on the Vayne or on the Blitzcrank, but it is quite dangerous since they could just hook me and condemn me on their tower. So this is a risky option. Option number two would be going for a deep ward in the river. So if I would go for here in the river, I would ward right here on the dragon pit, or I could ward here at blue buff, or maybe right here the entrance, like the intersection. So we could have vision on the enemy jungler, and not only for me is this helpful to avoid ganks, but also for my team to help and track the jungler and read his next move. So option 2 would most likely be the best choice here. Now unfortunately I went for option 1, and the enemy team plays it pretty well and stays back far enough for me to not be able to harass them on their tower. Luckily, the Blitzcrank hooked a minion here, but as you can see, the Fiddle he killed the dragon. So instead, if we went for a deep ward, we could have catched the Fiddle off guard. But since we didn't, we lost free dragon, um, and it's Fire Drake, so that's quite unfortunate.
I'll take that.
Right here, the Yasuo is bot lane, so that's why I'm backing off. I saw the Yasuo, so I don't really want to go for a fight here. Don't really know why Thresh hooked there, but it's fine. Yasuo is back on mid. But right here, I made two mistakes. And which two mistakes do we spot here? At least I hope you can guess one. I'll give you some time. So the biggest mistake here was that I have two yellow trinkets up, and yet there's nothing warded here. As you can see on the minimap, there's nothing warded in the river. I mean, nowhere on bot side, not the tri bush, not the river bush. Nothing is warded yet. I have to control two wards up. So that was my number one biggest mistake. And the second mistake is as soon as the Blitzcrank walked up, not right here, but a little sooner, right here, I should have already realized that this was an uncommon move from the Blitzcrank. Blitzcrank has never done this so far, so him walking up most likely means that there's a gank coming. And as you can see, he moves up, speeds up, pulls me, and this is my third mistake, but actually the second one that I had in mind. This all leads to not realizing that there was a gang coming up, but my last mistake here was not flashing this hook. And I'll explain later, but this is the most important mistake I made in the entire game, I think. So, like right here, I got hooked, then I flashed, healed, and I still died. But imagine if I flashed this hook, nothing would have happened. I mean, the Fiddlesticks would have probably still ulted, but I would have been under the tower already, still having my heal and my stand aside. So there would have been no way for them to kill me if I flashed the Blitzcrank hook. And not only that, but I went from 176, 76 stacks to, and let's play that now. So 176 stacks to 44 stacks. That means that I lost 132 stacks. And as you can see, a few minutes later, so right here we're still pushing, going for another tower plate. Right now I'm warding, so that's fine. Alright, so this is a fight where I'm talking about these stacks. So Thresh gets the Blitzcrank, he hooks the Vayne, and I get the kill on the Vayne. So let's jump to right at this point. So right here I have 122 stacks. But what if I had those other 132 stacks if I just had flashed that blitz hook earlier. That means that I would have had 254 stacks. So after getting this kill, it is good that I got the kill, but I actually lost another 264 gold just because I didn't flash that Blitzcrank hook earlier. And 264 gold, that's almost another kill. So that's what I said, that not flashing the Blitzcrank hook was probably the biggest mistake of the entire game. Because Draven is such a snowball champion that if I did flash it, I survived it and then got the kill with this much gold more, then I would have been able to snowball this game out of control. But anyway, after that kill, I should have used my abilities, by the way. So right here, we're not there. Yeah, after getting the kill, I'm just auto attacking the wave. But I should have used my E and my W to finish the wave off sooner, crashing it into the tower and instantly recalling, giving myself much more time to get back to the wave before they can push. But it's whatever. I'm ahead now, so bot is winning. That's an unfortunate kill. I don't have any idea why Thresh is all alone there. Oh, he had got hooked by the Blitzcrank. But still, he didn't really have any business being up there alone. Especially since he didn't even ward. I guess he was probably going to ward over the wall. But yeah, he gave away free kill. Luckily, it was to the Blitzcrank and not to the Vayne. But that's alright. I go for a little trade, I lose it hard, but that doesn't really matter because I already have my DT. Yeah, and I play safe until my Thresh is back. For some reason, I think the Vayne just ulted. That's pretty weird, but that's a free advantage right there. So yeah, right there, they're probably going for Dragon. And I know at this point they're on Dragon, but I don't really care because my jungler isn't there at all, so we have no way of stealing the Dragon, and I don't want to risk going over there just to get blitz hooked into giving a free kill and maybe even blowing my flash. So what I'd rather do is what I did here. I just hard push the wave into their tower, so at least the Vayne would lose some gold and XP. So yeah, and after them getting Dragon, I was kind of scared of the Fiddle because we saw him mid and he was going for bot lane at this point. So I started playing safe. Have we could have catched him off guard in the tri-bush, but yeah, there was just an R for maybe if it could have turned in an all-in. But yeah, that's unfortunate, but nice try. We went for it, that's the idea. So as you can see, right here, as you can see, I'm pretty far ahead on bot lane. I have a kill and Vayne has only 2 assists. I'm 30 CS up, so we are ahead and we want to use this lead, but how do we use this lead? Let's figure out. Also, I don't really know why the Thresh backed. He should, as a support, you always want to time your recall along with the AD carry's recall, because what if the Blitzcrank hooked me right here, the Vayne gun then they all end me and I would have died? It would have been on me because I was the one who got hooked, but at the same time Thresh didn't really have to back, so he could have prevented that. But luckily it didn't happen. I missed my stand aside, but that doesn't really matter because Diana is here anyway. I figure I go for the Blitz first because Vayne doesn't really have anywhere to go. She gets hooked, I get the double kill, and that's great. So after getting this double kill, what should I do next? I'll give you some time. Okay, so I hope that no one said that I should instantly recall. Because if I recall here, the wave is still gonna push on their side and they're gonna have a free freeze. Or at least the CS, which is kind of wave. So, what I want to do is go for the hard push. And initially, I just wanted to hard push and crush this wave under the tower, but when I saw that the tower is pretty low, I figured that we might as well just kill the tower. Yasuo is still mid, Puppy just died, and the only one who can stop me is Fiddlesticks, but as I have my Thresh to back me up and I still have Flash, the Fiddlesticks can't really stop me, so we just take the tower and then recall. Alright, so this gives me a pretty huge lead, already halfway to my IE. I should have gone for the blue trinket, but I often forget it. I mean, not the entire game, but I forget it to get it. I forget to get it as soon as I can buy it. Also, I hope we can all agree that this flash was useless, because it was a good idea, but you should only do it when you're 100% certain that the Yasuo doesn't have his flash up to react to it. Because my flash is way more valuable than his flash. And why? That's because at this point in the game I am the win condition with a score of 3-1 and this much CS. I mean, it's not perfect CS, but I'm doing pretty well. So if I lose my flash over nothing, I'm way more vulnerable than the Yasuo is going to be, and any death within the next 5 minutes are on me. So my point is actually I shouldn't have flashed there, but it's whatever. That's an unfortunate ultimate, but it's whatever. I tried. Probably don't really need it in the coming minute and a half because Vayne isn't even there. So I'm just catching this wave. Alright, so right here on the minimap, I see that there's a fight breaking out. So there are two options here. One, I could go and join the fight, but at the same time, when I arrive there, the fight is most likely already over. But so what I'm opting for here is hard pushing this wave and the next wave, because there's one top lane, two are dead, so and two are mid, so I can see everyone. No one is really bot lane to stop me, so I can just hard push the next wave, push it under their tower, and have them lose this kind of wave. And right now the Yasuo is coming for me, Fiddlesticks is here, so I shouldn't really even be up here, because Fiddlesticks is most likely not even alone. The Yasuo is already coming for me, he's not bot lane anymore. And so yeah, the Blitzcrank could also be here. Like, as you can see, he's already also mid lane, so I'm running, but I shouldn't have even been there. I'm not dying, so that's one thing, but I could have also just backed off immediately. Not that it's that big of a deal. Right here there's a dragon about spawn, so this is quite iffy going for this. But as I don't have my flash, it's kind of risky for me to go for this fight. So in this dragon fight, I remember how I don't have flash and I shouldn't go for a hero play at this point. So what I should be doing is go for a good ultimate. My ultimate just got off cooldown, so I should hit as many people as I can with my ultimate, stay back, and then prioritize those who are trying to kill me. And that's what I did here. So I went for an ultimate, hit 4 people, and look at the damage I already did here at this point. Darius got a kill on Blitzcrank, and this is when I didn't want to chase, because if I ended up chasing, I allowed everyone here to put damage on me while the Phil was going to use his ultimate on me. So right here, he jumps on me, but as I backed off, there's no one here to follow up on it. So he's forced to use his broken hourglass thing, and that's when Darius just got a triple kill. So we got a triple kill and a free Ocean Drake. So at this point, the game is over. Or so I thought. Now, after getting Dragon, what do you think our next move would be? Okay, so after winning a fight and getting an objective like this, in this situation, you always want to reset right after getting that objective. And that is if there's nothing else to do. Now let's say this minion wave was already pushing into this tower. Yeah, then sure, I can just go for the free CS without being punished for it. But in this case, I could have just recalled and went for it another time. But right here, because I'm staying, I'm not spending the gold that I just earned by getting the triple kill. I mean, I didn't get the triple kill, but getting 3 assists and the dragon. So what I should have done is just recall, get my IE, and be there for the next fight. But right here, and that's the same mistake that my team was making, they suddenly went mid after dragon, but Vayne and Yasuo were now already there. So right now there's a fight breaking out, and because Darius, he got a triple kill, but because he didn't spend the gold of that triple kill, and he didn't go there full HP, he ended up dying for it. So the enemy team got a free shutdown of 700 gold. And this is huge. I mean, this is how you throw games in lower elo. This is how throws happen. Yeah, so now Vayne got a double kill. She died for it, so I'm just gonna go ahead and hard push this wave under the tower. I shouldn't have done this, I should have recalled in the first place, but as mistakes are already happening, I might as well push it. Alright, so I'm recalling, getting my IE. And this is when I just go mid to catch this wave. Yeah, right at this point, I guess you already know what my mistake was here, but I'll give you some time anyway.
Hit 'em where it hurts.
So my mistake here was going for this next wave without vision and without my team being there to back me up. So without vision, I mean Darius was here on the minimap, so chances are small, but people could still be here in this bush. And not only in this bush, but they could also be in the bot side river bush, or there could even be a flashy play from the Fiddlesticks ulting over this wall, then flashing me, and like, you know the drill. You know what can happen if you go for a wave like this. So, and as you probably can expect, it did happen. And yeah, I just gave another shutdown, so that's my shutdown, Twitch's shutdown, and then Darius' shutdown. That's 3 shutdowns in about 2 minutes, and this is probably what threw the game for us. Not that we lost future fights, I think, but this is one of the biggest throws in the entire game. So yeah, I died, I go back mid to get the wave, and this is where another big fight is happening. Twitch gets caught, but we still get a kill. Twitch survives, and up until this point, I'm doing a pretty good job. I'm doing a really good job of staying back and making sure that I don't get the knockup of the Yasuo so it can ult me. But then, after the Yasuo dashes onto me, I should immediately back off. But for some reason, I go melee mode for a second and have a really hard time of getting it off me. Then luckily, the Vayne goes apeshit mode trying to finish me off, and yeah, she ends up being useless. And after that, it's just a matter of chasing them down. Yeah, the Blitzcrank just slowed himself by speeding him up first, and then my stand aside catches him. I could have gone for the immediate R on the Poppy, but I thought that, yeah, Darius wouldn't be able to catch up. So after getting this ace, what is our next move? Alright, so what we should have done, I don't know if you can see it properly, but right here on the bot side, there are enemy minions grouping up. So the enemy minions are still pushing on our bot side, so there's no way for us to get this tower. So what we should have done is either go to mid lane, but that's not the best option, because if we go to mid lane, Twitch will probably be able to destroy the tower by the time we already get there, so the best option would be to just instantly recall. There's nothing for us to do. We can't push bot in time, we can't push mid because Twitch is already pushing, and there's not really enough time to get that second tower because the Vayne is already almost recalling. By the time we get to that second tower, we're almost like half a minute further. So they're almost all gonna be up again. So instead of trying to do something here, we should just recall, buy items, reset, and go for the next one. But instead, I start walking bot, then channel my recall for a few seconds, and then only to keep walking bot. Only to get, as you can see here, only to get 2 minions. And while I'm at it, I also take golems. But yeah, instead I 100% should have recalled, just buy items and reset. And again, the Darius made the same mistake of staying, and right here it was recalling, but he got caught. And this is the second time that Darius gave away a shutdown. So yeah, that's another throw.
Got axes.
And this is probably where it goes downhill, I think. Yeah, Thresh gets caught here in the Dragon Pit. We lost the Dragon and the life, so that's unfortunate. Then I get red buff, but I think, yeah, Darius gets caught off guard here, but the Diana tries to help him by flashing into, yeah, everyone, and she's instantly dying. Luckily I dodged the hook here. I was about to back off anyway, but still. So that's 2 people getting caught off guard, and we lost Baron off it, I think? Yeah, we lost Baron, so this is what ended up losing us the game.
Raven's making an exit.
So yeah, the next 4 minutes is just us playing relatively safe. Yeah. Yeah, so this is the next big fight. I think we still won this fight, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, I wasn't even in this fight and we still won. The Poppy was pushing, so I decided to go back top because there's not really anything to do for me. Oh, sorry, I rewinded instead of forward. So there's nothing really to do for me but, so I decided to go and catch the top wave. Alright. So this is where we catch this guy? Nah, he survives. Yeah, he survived. So as far nothing really happening, we do get this Drake for free because we harassed them earlier. But it's the next fight that was the last big fail for us. Yeah, so it starts off by Diana getting caught off guard right here by everyone. So she almost instantly dies. I get a good aura on everyone, but it doesn't really matter. As soon as the Yasuo ulted here, I knew that we needed to back off. Because the Yasuo, there's no one really backing us up here, and the Yasuo can just, he is full HP. He can just kill us all if we were not cautious. I probably should have flashed the knockup here, and my second mistake in this fight was I should have kited down instead of up. But it doesn't really matter. The thing that lost us this fight was Diana getting caught by like face checking. And what I did here was pushing the wave, so because they won a fight, I might as well just push the wave and stall them. But they still end up getting this inhibitor and going for the Baron right here. Yeah, there. You could argue that I shouldn't be doing this wave, shouldn't be going for this wave because they're going for the Baron. But at the same time, I didn't want to leave this wave only to have Poppy teleport and get another free inhibitor. So after this wave, I make my way to Baron. As you can see, me and Twitch are still pretty far behind, so what I should have done is spam ping these guys to back off, because the Baron is still at 50%. It's not really close yet. And they can try and zone them off, they can try and like pressure it, but going ham for this fight now is just asking to lose. And that's probably my mistake, I should have pinged them back. But yeah, this is a fight where they got us all, then finished Baron, and ended the game. Yeah, so that's pretty unfortunate. Yeah, that's about it for this game. So the main thing that I do want to work on is wave control in the laning phase. I need to know when to go for a hard push, slow push, or freeze. And I mean, I know when to do that, but I don't actively think about it. So I need to go for a cheat recall whenever I can. I need to freeze whenever I can to zone the enemy AD carry off CS and XP. I need to hard push when I get a double kill, or when we bully them out of lane, or I know when to do it, but I don't actively think about it, so I need to be actively asking myself what to do all the time. And the second thing is also like asking myself, what's the next step? So what do I need to do now? Yeah, the biggest mistake in this game I made was not flashing the Blitz hook, which denied me a lot of snowball gold. So I could have snowballed this game out of control, but it was pretty much too late. And after us giving up a few shutdowns and losing Baron, that's pretty much what lost this game. So if you ever get a lead, even if you're like 10-2 and you die, that's on you. The loss is on you because they got such a huge shutdown that they can now turn the game around. So yeah, that's it for this game. I hope you enjoyed, I hope you learned a lot, and I hope that this new kind of way of going over these videos is more enjoyable and more educational for you guys. I hope it helps. Let me know down in the comments if you prefer this way or the previous way. And yeah, if you liked it, please subscribe, like, and share it with your friends. That's it, and thank you all, and have a nice day.